Good morning. Thought I'd have my morning cigarette and cup of coffee, cup of joe with you. I want to get comfortable here first. So as I think about doing a video, the stage fright comes on. And I like being, getting into my comfort zone with you guys because you're really special to me. I do stuff. I've actually been up for quite a while. Sign of the times. Yeah, I've been up for quite a while. But anyway, it gets to the point when I get all this stuff out there that the next thing that happens is I want to share. And I think in a way that's very natural, but it also takes you into a different mode from where you've been when you've been aggregating your thoughts and then expressing them, putting them down. The next natural step would be to share them. And because I do so much of my work alone, because I'm very creative by nature in my own way. I'm not a great artist, or I'm not, a great musician or anything like that. But in my own Piscean Virgo way, Virgo ascending, I am creative in my own way. So I get to a point where I do want to share it. But anyway, so that's what then brings on the stage fright, because along with sharing it, if it's not just somebody you're casually talking with who's in your home, then you immediately have an audience, right? And you're like, oh boy, putting myself out there. But then that takes some courage and that takes some bravery, and also is a measurement of your desire to share. And today, for some reason, I really wanted to go there. I was thinking about doing a live video, right? And that was just too much. So I'm not there, but I may post this. Who knows? Anyway, I'm not here to take up your time. I'm just here to share with those of you who want to spend some time with me. So I don't know who that will be. I don't know who that will be. That's entirely up to you. You may have already turned this off. Who knows? But anyway, so some sort of need in me to share. And I think I know why it is. It's because today is an important transition in Scorpio from the 5th degree to the 6th degree in the inner structure is really important because we've completed the 5 phases of the physical habit realm. Okay, we've gone through experimental, sensitive, receptive, responsible, inspired, and now we're ready to start the social, emotional realm. This all taking place in the specializing, objective hemisphere. So though it may feel like we've just begun Scorpio, we've actually completed our first set of 5, and that's important. So I woke up with that on my mind today. I was actually dreaming about today's symbol, ambition, a gold rush, and wondering about, my dream was, I saw the audios of the Sabian symbols, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and so there it was in my dream, doing audio clips of each one of the symbols and adding that to perhaps my WordPress blog. So that if a person doesn't have time to read through all of the Emerald Tablet template with the symbols inserted for the 7 masters in the septenary, they could at least listen to today's symbol, right? So one of my last thoughts after everything, writing down my dream and thinking about what the symbols mean or suggest, which was my waking thought after my dream and all, was that the solar degree is the sunshine is for everybody, right? right? The sun is in a degree at sunrise that is for everybody. It's the energy, the frame of reference for the day from sunrise to sunrise. And of course, I base my charts now on Washington, D.C. And the reason I do that instead of Mesquite is because I want to do it at a more collective level. So I picked a year ago, it's been over a year now, that I've been doing the sunrise charts for Washington, D.C. because I want to raise this up to a more national perspective. Now, I have a daughter in London, so on some days the degree there will be different from here. And if you are in California and you drew a sunrise chart for your local area, again, on some days your frame of reference might be a different symbol. But I had to make a choice if I was going to do it about me here in Mesquite, Texas, or if I wasn't ready to step into a more joining myself to the rhythm of what was happening on the East Coast and kind of what I feel like is it's happening on the East Coast. And so if there is a different degree coming up, or if there's, it's all supporting it, right? But that's where I draw my charts from. So today we're in Scorpio 6. So I thought one of my conscious waking thoughts after that audio thing was that I would read today's symbol with you. And we would read that together. And let me go ahead and open my book to Scorpio 6. Oops, one page back. Okay, so let's read that together. Scorpio 6, a gold rush. This is a symbol. Those are my favorite words. They've taken on a sacred meaning. This is a symbol of. This is a symbol of the exploitation of natural resources through personal initiative or intelligence. Okay, so I stop right there. Sometimes they'll say this is a gift, or this is a symbol of a gift for, or a competency in, or whatever. So it's really important to center out for me to pick up those first words. This is about something that we have the ability to do, an exploitation of natural resources through personal initiative or intelligence. So the big picture is it's a gold rush, the natural resources of Mother Earth. But in a personal way, what are your natural resources? Well, my natural resources are my paper and my pen, right? So it's exploiting those things that are your own natural resources through personal initiative or intelligence, and of every individual's essential independence of the commonplace limitations or superficial inadequacies of life. All right. So we are told here that this day's energy will allow us an independence from any sort of limitation that is imposed upon us. Anything that's limiting or superficial in nature, just not there for us today. Our personal initiative will automatically is assured to overcome that. There are always high rewards awaiting any genuine enterprise. So whatever you put your mind and your natural resources, your initiative to today will be successful. And as man dramatizes the opportunities of the world at large, he is able to improve his own immediate condition in all possible directions. Would you like to improve your situation? Would you like to improve your conditions today? That gift is yours. Today that can happen. Wow. Human skills are forever challenged to their own good fortune. Oh, well, that's really important because we just went into first quarter moon, a challenge. I always taught my kids challenge inside out is opportunity. We need to see these first quarter and third quarter moons that way too. That whatever those, and if you're in Om Mani Padme Hum, our lunation group, you'll get to see with all 8 phases of the lunation, what the phase is about and what symbology is represented between the solar lunar relationship. So here we are in first quarter, antecedents. The moon was in antecedents, Aquarius 5. So our whole posterity, our whole council of ancestors, is supporting our feelings right now in this challenge. And Scorpio 5, which was stabilization, so stabilizing influence, that's what this challenge of first quarter is about. Here we are now with ambition. So what are we going to do with that? What initiative we're going to show? How are we going to break through those limitations? They just simply aren't there today. Okay, that's what this is telling us. Independence of commonplace limitations or superficial inadequacies of life. Wow. Do you see? Okay. So yes, human skills are forever challenged to their own good fortune. Therein lies our opportunity. The key word is ambition. When positive, the degree is instinctive self-dedication. There is something in us instinctively that's telling us to be dedicated to our own endeavors, to utilize our own natural resources through initiative, to the unseen potentials of everyday existence. You don't see it first, do you? The gold's not in your hand yet. Ambition is a gold rush. You're rushing towards it. That's what today's symbol is. When negative, a lack of practical discrimination and an irresistible desire for easy money. No shortcuts today. You have to use your own natural resources. You have to put them to work. You have to work at this. The gold rush is on. Something's exciting you today. Go for it. The formula is sustaining, okay? Scorpio is a sustaining sign, okay, to the manipulating sign of Libra, okay? They are a pair. They are a syzygy. They are a paired set of mansions in the zodiac. So this is a sustaining one. We're sustaining that which we learned in Libra. It's ideal. It's a fixed sign. It's very, very definite, okay? We're in an ideal fixed sign. Universal water element. Universal. This is a spreading out, going forth sign, okay? It's specializing, I said. We're in the lower hemisphere. We're in the specializing objective hemisphere. We are now in the social emotional realm, and we are in the experimental phase. We're just beginning this fivefold. Close that book, and I just want to show you before I go. I'm going to put a picture of this, but this is what I did this morning because it was seeing the inner structure was just really, really on my mind, this transition from the first 5 degrees of Scorpio into this 6th degree now, going into our second star, okay? Anyway, I'll leave this there for you to kind of look at and study if it makes any sense to you. I'm thinking about opening up another Facebook group called the Inner Structure Group because I know here in OTSG, or if I put this onto my website in my Cup of Joe with Jack, which I probably will, I'll share it both directions. I know that here in OTSG, we're just looking at the solar degrees 1 degree at a time. And the inner structure is looking at 5 and at 6 at a time. So I don't want to overwhelm our members in OTSG, but I do want a forum where I can begin speaking more to the inner structure, which is why I am encouraging myself to go ahead and open that up. I'm going to say something else that I didn't know I was going to say, but that is, Suki shared a thing about the King of Thailand being cremated at the $90 million ceremony the other day. And when I first saw that on there, I had a kink in my thought. I wasn't sure what that was doing there. But it aroused my curiosity. Well, interestingly enough, I share the home here with a man named Brian, and Brian has a brother who lives in Thailand, and Brian came out of his room and started telling me about this same thing. Okay, so there's two. One in virtual, sharing. Oh, I think she shared it in Om Mani Padme Hum. So some of you may not know what I'm talking about. Yeah, she did. She shared it in our Lunation group. Anyway, let me continue with the story. So I'd seen it on Facebook in one of my groups, right? The Lunation group. And then I had, Brian come out and start telling me about it right there in front of me. And I'm like, well, I just saw that there. Now my curiosity is doubly roused, right? So what's with this? And then the whole idea of, in Thailand, little children that take care of their baby siblings because they're just orphaned at very young ages. So the children will strap the little babies to them while they're playing their little kick. They will not. They are so responsible for these little ones. They raise each other and they beg for food. They don't just beg for money. They provide a flower or something. They try and, at very young ages, they are very industrious and entrepreneurial, trying to figure out ways to feed themselves and their infant babies that they're taking care of as children themselves. So what blew me away about this coming into my purview was that here is $90 million being spent on the cremation of a king a year after his death. And here on the opposite end of the spectrum are these same little children who now are trying to feed themselves and their little families and their little groups. So anyway, this created a lot of thought in me, is what I'm going to say. Why do I tell you that? Why do I tell you that personal experience? I tell you that personal experience because if you feel to share something in one of our groups, it's the same kind of rule, like there's no wrong question, there's no bad question. If you feel to share something, please share it. My work is just, I'm a busybody. My mind is always racing. I have to do the work I do. I have to keep myself stable. I do all of the transcriptions and I do all of the editing, and if I find a mistake, I'm overjoyed because I can correct a mistake, and I just put out the data. That's just what I do. I'm not sharing the creativity. This stuff is also me, but I'm trying to keep it clean there as a place for you to feel a safe place for you to share things that come to you, just like Suki did, which was just wonderful because it caused such thought process in me about the rich and the poor, where we put our value, where we should put our value, the equanimity that I would hope would take place on this planet. So that caused a lot of thinking, and I want to thank Suki for sharing that in Om Mani Padme Hum. If you're not in the Lunation group and are interested in it, just let me know. Any of the members can invite anybody to any of our groups. I would just ask that you consider that we are trying to provide a safe haven, a safe place for us to discover and learn about the Sabian symbols. I invite you all to go to sabiangeometry.com, where I definitely am sharing the inner structure. That's what we're working on first, is the inner structure. Anyway, perhaps I've said enough. One other little thing, I always look at the year before too. Here's a solar return. This was Scorpio 6 in 2016. And now in 2017, I'll be able to look back a year and see what was going on for me then and where am I at now. So there's so many ways to use the symbols. I'm just really glad you're all here and that I have a place where I can come and share. This is a long video. If you have hung in with me this far, I just want to say from my heart, thank you. Because in a lot of ways, you are my social, emotional realm. So here we are at Ambition. So I hope you have a lovely day. Whatever your natural resources are, if it's pen and paper, use it. Whatever it is, whatever your resources are, use them today, and bring good fortune into your world. You've brought it into mine. Thank you for hanging in there with me and listening. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.